The effect of nut selection on squirrel attraction. Question. Can an animal, specifically squirrels, make intelligent preference choices of food? Hypothesis. If provided with alternative selection of nuts, then squirrels will demonstrate a favorite selection of nuts to eat, because squirrels make intelligent choices, much like humans, based on their 5 senses. For my literature review, I used the 2 sources that were the most helpful towards my experiment. For the first source, I used it so I could send a list to my mom to have her pick up nuts. And for the second source, I used it to see if they were colorblind or if they had certain blindness towards colors. Materials, I have unshelled walnuts, cashews, pine nuts, almonds, paper, my hands, gloves, and a pencil. For procedures, I have Step 1, gather materials. Step 2, get set up for experiment. Step 3, count the number of nuts put out for that day, 15 each. Step 4, put out nuts for the day. Step 5, count the number of each type at the end of the day. Step 6, write down how much of each type are left. Step 7, repeat steps 3 to 6 4 more times. Step 8, review data. Independent variables. Control. Position/location of nuts. Independent variable, the type of nut. Dependent variable, how much each type are missing/eaten by the end of the day. These are some photos that were taken during my experiment. My first graph showing the amount of nuts eaten each day. This graph shows the amount of nuts eaten each day on average. This is my data analysis/results. To summarize the first paragraph, over the course of 8 days, I kind of failed the first 3 days. The first 3 days, no squirrels showed up. But then my mother decided to try it again. But this time, she put a small amount of peanut butter on the ends of the wood plank, and it attracted the first group of squirrels. Then we restarted our experiment once we saw that they came. I also discovered there was no way to tell if choice was based on color of the nuts. Conclusion. My experiment was to see which nut squirrels preferred the most. So during my experiment, to ensure that it was not a matter of habit, we randomly switched the position and location of nuts to every so often. The purpose of the experiment was to see if squirrels would choose a preferred nut. The data analysis gave me enough evidence to say that my hypothesis was indeed correct, because out of all the days, the walnuts had the most gone, and it had the highest average number of nuts eaten for each day. To provide better results in further experimentation, I could have done it in a different season. I could have used a bigger variety of nuts. I could have tried a more random schedule on to put them out. 2 new things I learned are: 1, squirrels do not love almonds like my research suggested. 2, that squirrels are way more attracted to peanut butter, most likely because of smell, than they are to nut color. 2 questions that could be asked for further investigation are: 1, would squirrels prefer peanut butter over chopped peanuts? 2, if you removed walnuts, would there be a clear favorite between the other selections?